Hi, welcome to the video. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy, and comment your thoughts and opinions on the stories. Let's get started. Am I the antagonist for asking my husband to carry me on the way back from a hike? I went on a hike with my husband and a group of his friends. On the way back I asked my husband to carry me the rest of the way. He was having a conversation with 3 of his friends when I asked, but they went quiet after I interrupted. I told them they could keep talking and ignore me, but one of the women told me their conversation was private and that I shouldn't have come if I couldn't handle it, even though she and others had asked more than once if the group could take a break. So I was obviously not the only one struggling. It was super awkward since she was obviously annoyed by me, but also continued walking next to us. A few other spouses asked to be carried, and it caused some arguments when they were told no. And she made a comment about how it was my fault. My husband told her to stop and then made a joke about his friends being too weak to carry their spouses, which caused some of them to try. This ended up slowing the whole group down, and the woman kept making indirect comments blaming me for ruining the hike. Am I the antagonist? I don't see why his wife can't hear a private chat that I overhear while I'm hiking with them. If you couldn't take the hike, you shouldn't have gone. Control and concentration are key, according to her. Comment by team member Parker. Now for the top comments. Bizarre. Was this a dream you had? LMAO. I'm actually cackling. AITA for asking to be carried. Only reason to be carried is A, you fell and got hurt, B, you have some ailment that you didn't disclose, or C, you are 5. I would usually agree. But last year I hiked 16 miles, and on the way back down my body just sort of started failing. I'm in great shape, and I hike a lot. But I'd never done this hike before, and my research did not prepare me for it. I was trying very hard to hide it, because I was embarrassed. But at one point a man who was with his family on the trail came over and asked if he could carry my backpack for me. So apparently I looked rough. I politely refused. Because again, my pride. But a few minutes later my friend tricked me into putting my backpack down and grabbed it and refused to give it back so I wouldn't have to carry it. Now that I've written all that out I realize it's not the same situation. But basically I'm trying to say that she didn't have to have an acute physical injury to need aid. I've been there. It sucks. Though if my husband had been with me, I wouldn't have asked to be carried, mostly cause a dude would have picked up my stubborn ass without asking me and not have put me down till he had to. Would that have made me the asshole? Is she the asshole because she asked in general, or because a lot of commenters don't deem her reasons for asking as valid enough for the request she was making? Am I the antagonist for calling my GF Princess? My nickname for my girlfriend is Princess. There's a show we like, and a character who is a princess is her favorite, and on the show other characters sometimes refer to her as Princess. I called her that once as a reference to the show, and she liked it. So now it's our thing. My sister hates that I do this, and told me never to do it in front of her. If my GF isn't present I just refer to her by her name. The princess nickname I only say to her. At the 4th of July party at my parents I called her princess once when she did something nice for me, and my sister got upset at me later, saying I violated her boundary. I don't think it's reasonable to have a boundary for what other people call each other. Am I the antagonist? The views of others don't actually matter. If and when your sister is in a relationship, that relationship is her business. She has no authority to control how yours is run. Just be content if you and your girlfriend find this endearing. It has nothing to do with her. Comment by team member Shannon. Now for the top comments. Violated her boundary. //woo //NTA. I'm so confused. Whose boundary? Sister's? How and why would Op's nickname for his GF be a boundary for his sister? What am I missing here? NTA. When your sister gets her badge and gun from the Name Police Academy, she is welcome to enforce all name rules and regulations. OMG, I love this reply, haha. Oh shoot, I better run and hide before she finds out about my so's and my nicknames for each other. I bet she'll find silly goose and silly snail highly offensive to man and womankind. LMAO. Am I the antagonist for blowing up on my boyfriend for what was supposed to be a harmless prank on my birthday? So I, 26F, and my boyfriend, 26 male, have been dating for around 6 months. A week and a half days ago was my birthday, where I turned 26. Just 2 days ago there was my birthday celebration, and in my family, we always like to do large celebrations for everybody's golden birthday. If you don't know what a golden birthday is, it's the birthday that you turn the same age as the date of the day. For example, my birthday is June 26th, and I was turning 26. Anyways, we decided to have my birthday dinner at my mother's house, as I wanted some of that nostalgia. We got a very nice and decorated cake from our expensive local cake shop. The whole party had my closest friends, whole family, and a few of my boyfriend's family there as well. The whole day was going well until it came time for me to blow out the candles of the cake. Right after I blow out the cake, my head is pushed into it and it destroys the whole thing. I was so mad that the nice cake was ruined as well as my makeup on what was my birthday. I left the party as fast as I could. My boyfriend has called and texted me so much asking for my forgiveness, but I honestly don't want to forgive him. I may be being dramatic, but I just don't get why he had to do that. The cake was a 3-story cake, and I have heard the horror stories that can come from some of them. Luckily the dangers weren't there for me, but it's not like my boyfriend knew that. My whole family is on my side, but his mother and brother told me I'm being a dramatic a-hole, and it was supposed to be a harmless joke, and I was doing too much. Edit. Also, I would like to say that when this cake was being made, my family specifically expressed they wanted nothing bad to happen to it. Not specifically on the cake to face shoving, but saying stuff like nobody drop that ECT. So, am I the antagonist? Get rid of that guy. NTAX10. Comment by team member Jordan. Now for the top comments. NTA. Your boyfriend, his mother, and his brother need to grow TF up. I honestly don't want to forgive him. Then don't. His sense of humor is childish, mean and irresponsible. Move on. His entire family is comprised of R. Don't marry into that. NTA. He ruined your cake so no one could eat it. Ruined your day. I'd be pissed too. And if I was at the party I'd be pissed, because I'm always there for cake. NTA. Pranks are only funny if everyone's laughing. Also, this clearly was not a harmless prank. You could have been seriously injured if there were toothpicks supporting the cake. You were humiliated and understandably very upset. Harm was done. This is relationship ending disrespect. He has shown you how little regard he has for your feelings. Believe him. Am I the antagonist for not cancelling plans after my GF Rainchecked? So my GF planned for the two of us and one of her childhood friends, Jamie, to go to an amusement park. My GF Rainchecked and her friend hit me up and said that the two of us could still go if I wanted. I did. So I texted my GF to make sure she was cool with it, then we went. Well, Jamie and I had a ton of fun together, and we decided to make a day out of it, and also went to go see Top Gun together. Spent a few hours at the boardwalk. Then she treated me to dinner at a nice seafood place. For some reason my GF was pissed. Little did I know that all day she was blowing up my phone asking why she was looking at Jamie's flirty Insta stories about how much fun her friend and I were having together without her. She says that she didn't know that the two of us were going to do all that stuff and that she would have said no. Still, to me, that's her problem for saying she was cool about it then getting mad later. At the end of the day, all I did was hang out with a friend and I think she's being ridiculous. ATM. Am I the antagonist? While being in a relationship, you went on a date. That is an obvious ITA, and your current attempt to seem foolish isn't helping the situation. Your girlfriend made a mistake by expecting you would realize a yes was really just a yes within very tight limits. Comment by team member Parker. Now for the top comments. As long as your GF can now go hang out all day with a mutual friend who's a guy and post flirty pictures on Insta and ignore you, and you don't get mad then into, if you get upset then you're the a-hole. This, see if he likes it the other way. You went on a date with your GF's childhood friend and want to pretend she agreed to a whole day You're the a-hole, you know what you're doing, and by the commentary you did make so far you enjoyed it. We decided to make a day out of it and also went to go see Top Gun together. Spent a few hours at the boardwalk. Then she treated me to dinner at a nice seafood place. Where I'm from, we call that a date. At the end of the day, all I did was hang out with a friend and I think she's being ridiculous. ATM. Your GF said you could go to an amusement park with Jamie, and you ended up on a date. A date that was posted on Insta. I don't think your GF is being ridiculous. I think you're very naive and you're the a-hole. But go ahead and tell her she's ridiculous if you want her to be your ex-GF. AITA, you went on a date with another person. Am I the antagonist for telling my brother he doesn't have a say on where I spend my dad's money? My family is pretty well off. We are financially very stable. Every month my 17F and my brother, 25 male, get our pocket money. I'm currently saving up for a guitar I've been wanting. But sometimes I spare some cash to buy goods I really want. My brother usually spends his money on transport and eating out. Recently I've been noticing that he's been commenting on how I spend too much money on items. How every time my dad and I go to grocery shopping I spend little too much on skincare products. I used to feel guilty about it and also angry on the inside. BC I used to get his skincare stuff for him too. He also been saying how I'm taking our dad's money for granted and I don't have the hustle mentality. He likes to say these in front of extended family as well. The last straw for me was when he tried to point out my recent expenses which I paid for from my pocket money. So at one point I said, yeah, it's my dad's money. I do what I want. Dad isn't complaining. Why do you care? This seemed to piss him off. This incident was about a week ago. He hasn't talked to me since. My mum said I'm an asshole since we have the same dad. So, am I the asshole? Giving children an allowance to teach them about money management from an early age is very acceptable. Literally, a child's pocket money is for their wants, not for their needs. It's acceptable that less fortunate families may not manage it that way. Comment by team member Corey. Now for the top comments. Your brother is 25 and still gets pocket money. I think that's a lot more ridiculous than whatever you do with yours. Pretty well off might be an understatement if they are anyone that's normal to. Why is a 25-year who lives on pocket money from his dad complaining that his 17-year sister lacks the hustle mentality, not the a-hole? Am I the antagonist for exposing my sister in her wedding group chat? I, 25F, am a bridesmaid in my sister's, who well call Joan for privacy, 28F, wedding. She's engaged to an amazing guy, who well call Tom. 30 male, I don't like my sister much. She's really rude at times and refuses to acknowledge it. So I've been LC since I was 22. I'm only in her wedding because she and my mother begged me to do it. My sister has a wedding group chat which involves our family, most of our extended, her friends, everyone in the wedding party, and everyone in Tom's family. She posts private conversations at the wedding there between her and bridesmaids or other people for some reason. She says it's for evidence of something. IDK. She's also quite the Bridezilla. Most of the bridesmaids look the same as per my sister's image. Brown hair, blue eyes. Ones who were naturally another color were required to get lenses, which in my opinion is a little weird. Among other things. It's not a big deal. But her best friend and mo who well call Kate, 29F, stands out because, unlike the rest of us, she's a bit on the heavier side, not overweight, but noticeably bigger than all of us. Kate's really sweet. I've known her since elementary and we're pretty close, which is why I was suspicious when I saw that Joan uploaded a text thread where Kate was calling her an asshole. The conversation was about how Kate's dress that Joan bought wasn't fitting her, then black text from Joan. Then Kate calling her an asshole and shaming her. The text was quite big, and I was curious. I saw something at how to see text covered in black on TikTok, so I went back to it and did what it said to see what Joan Cold said to warrant that reaction from Kate. Well, as to my suspicions, Kate wasn't being an asshole for no reason. Joan decided to go on a rant berating Kate because she couldn't fit in the dress. Most notable line being maybe, if you weren't so fatty outfit in the dress, go to the gym for once in your life. Amongst saying she's not buying another dress, and horrible names, I took a screenshot, and when I went back to the GC, everyone was like wow WTF. How could Kate say that? So, to show everyone what really happened I sent the screenshot. Well, next thing I know everyone is siding with Kate. And Joan is blowing up my phone calling me all sorts of names and calling BS in the GC. Mom was pissed and dad has yet to give an opinion. A few people called me enough for doing this, but this was all her close friends, so I wanted an unbiased opinion. So, great judges of Reddit. Am I the antagonist? TLDR, sister fat shamed her off for not fitting in her dress. Mori acted as one should. Sister screenshot it and sent it to the wedding GC. Left her bad part out. I found out and sent the real conversation to the GC. You uncovered Joan's fabrications and defended a victim of bullying. I find it perplexing that everyone is supporting Kate. She sounds like a nightmare. Bravo for speaking out in support of the mob. However, I would not attend the wedding. Comment by team member Jordan. Now for the top comments. NTA, your sister knew how she would look in the text, which is why she blacked it out. She claims to be sending these screenshots for evidence, but she is manipulating the evidence. You just exposed the truth. Honestly, she brought this on herself. Play stupid games. Win stupid prizes. Also, we really have to get rid of this idea that standing up to a bully, or rocking the boat, is somehow bad behavior. It is always the right thing to do. And doing nothing when you have the power to do something is actually immoral. Your C's definitely sounds like a piece of work. Wedding isn't worth it. I'd back out now if I were you. Another Stepford Wives AITA posts. In addition to body shaming, Bredazilla wants them all to have brown hair and eyes. Lord have mercy. Jesus. People need to stop going along with this crap, not the a-hole. NTA sounds like you and Kate need to blow off this wedding and go have cocktails together away from the drama. Yes, if Op and Kate are lucky they'll be kicked out of the wedding. Not the a-hole. If you're going to make a public row and someone else is capable of bringing the receipts, you've brought it on yourself. By trying to present it with half the exculpatory evidence blacked out, you've only revealed yourself to be dishonest as well as offensive. Maybe next time Joan will learn to not air dirty laundry.